Hello students, in the last video we have completed the morphology part of cockroach. In this video we are going to start with the anatomy. Under the anatomy we are going to start with first of all the digestive system. So under the digestive system we should know some points that the cockroach they actually search the food in the night time. That means this organism actually takes the food in the night. That type of organism they are known as nocturnal animal, right? So this organism they are nocturnal animal. Second point, we need to know that the cockroach they take the animal originated as well as the plant originated food. So this organism who can take plant as well as the animal originated tissue, they are called as omnivorous. We are omnivorous, this organism they are also omnivorous animal. Next one, how they will able to search the food? Already they have the antenna. I told the antenna this is a tactile receptor as well as a olfactory receptor. So with the help of the antenna they will search the food, and whenever they found the food they take it into the mouth. So first of all, this digestive system, if you look at the digestive system, I have already drawn the diagram. So just see, they are going to have a complete digestive system. The reason that their digestive system will be started from the mouth to the anus, and to join the mouth to the anus, what they have a complete digestive tract. Mouth will help only in ingestion of the food, and the anus they will all help only in the removal of the waste product. So that type of digestive system, when they have the mouth and as anus, and separately the mouth and the anus they are joined by the alimentary canal, that is known as the complete digestive system. So remember that they are going to have the complete digestive system. If it comes to the origin, that means in the embryonic state, who forms first? Is it the mouth or the anus? Then the answer would be the mouth. So this organism, already in the earlier chapter Animal Kingdom, I have told you that there are two another basis of classification, that are prostomach animal and deuterostomach animal. So in case of arthropoda, they belong to the prostomach animal. So this organism first of all forms the mouth, and then they will form the anus. So yeah, this is the first part. So they are going to have the complete digestive system, and they are going to be prostomach animal. Okay. So this organism is prostomach animal. If it comes to the digestive tract or the GI tract, then the GI tract is divided into three parts. What are the three parts? They are going to have the foregut, then they are going to have the next part that is called as midgut, and then they are going to have the hindgut. Okay. So their GI tract is divided into three parts: foregut, midgut and the hindgut. And one thing is very much important and interesting also, that in the junction of the foregut and the midgut, suppose the foregut is end here and midgut is about to start. In that junction, they are going to have one digestive, actually some cells who release the digestive juice, that is known as hepatic ceca. Okay, so hepatic ceca are present in a junction of foregut and midgut, which is around 6 to 8 unbranched uncoiled tube structure. They are hepatic ceca which release the digestive juice, and in the junction of the midgut and the hindgut, they are going to have around 100 to 150 Malpighian tubule. So this Malpighian tubule help in removal of the waste product from their body, from their coelomic fluid, that is called as the Malpighian tubule. How many in number? They are very short, fine, thread-like structures. They are around 100 to 150. And these structures, they are actually thread-like structures who help in removal of the waste product, and the waste product here in case of cockroach is uric acid. So they collect the uric acid, they remove it into the actually their same GI tract, and after that with the colon they will remove the waste product. So just remember that in the junction of foregut and the midgut, they have the hepatic ceca, and in the junction of the midgut and the hindgut, they are going to have the Malpighian tubule. So this part is important, remember that. Now after that, let us start with the foregut. So in the foregut, how many structures are present? So first of all, I will tell you from the first, that means first of all they have the mouth. After the mouth, the next part is the pharynx. After the pharynx, the next part is esophagus. After the esophagus, the next part is the crop and then gizzard. Okay, remember that after the gizzard, hepatic ceca is there. That means the foregut is end now. Now come to that midgut. In this midgut, this is one simple coiled tube is there. So this is just a coiled tube is there or tract is there. Then after that, in that junction also, what we have the Malpighian tubule. After the Malpighian tubule, the hindgut will be started, and this hindgut will be started with the ileum, then the colon, then the rectum, and after the rectum, they are going to have the anus with the help of it, which remove the waste product. So this is the digestive tract. Remember that the foregut, midgut and the hindgut. In the foregut, they have mouth, pharynx, esophagus, crop and gizzard. Midgut, this is a single coiled tube, and the hindgut, which is divided into ileum, colon, rectum and the anus. So first of all, come to the foregut. In the foregut, what they have? First of all, see the mouth. First of all, they take the food with the help of the antenna. With the help of the antenna, they are able to find the food. Then after that, with the help of the mouth parts, they take the food into their buccal cavity or the mouth cavity. So with the help of the lips, that are upper lip and the lower lip, they take the food into the buccal cavity, and this maxilla and the mandible that help a little bit crushing. They are the outermost teeth-like structure who help in grinding to a little. Okay, but otherwise inside their body, also inside their digestive canal, they also have the internal teeth. But this maxilla and the pair of mandible, this mouth part is biting or the chewing type. So they help this organism, this maxilla and mandible, that help this organism to bite or chew the food. Okay, so this part is also important, that their mouth part. Okay, so their mouth is biting and chewing type. Okay, so with this maxilla is look like this. So their mouth is biting or chewing type. Takes the food into the mouth. Then on the either side of the buccal cavity or the mouth cavity, they have a pair of salivary gland. So this salivary gland will release the saliva. Saliva will help in digestion of the carbohydrate originated food like starch or cellulose like thing, that will be partly start to mix with the food in the buccal cavity. Then after that, the food will pass to the next part, that is the esophagus. That means via the pharynx it will reach the esophagus. Now a small tube is here, that is the esophagus. Then esophagus will pour the food into the next part, that is the crop. So remember that this crop is important. This crop is actually one pear-shaped structure. You can see this is the crop. Okay, so somewhat here, this is the crop. So this crop, the wall is thin, spear-shaped, present in the third or fourth abdominal cavity, that is helping in storing the food. Also, it helps in digestion of the food that is already mixing with the saliva. So remember that this crop will help in the storing of the food. So, okay, so it helps in storing the food. It stores the food, right? Remember that. Now after that, after storing the food into the crop, the food will go to the next part, that is gizzard. So this gizzard is important. Why? The wall of the gizzard is actually one very thick walled layer, which is going to have 6 chitinous plate-like structure, which is also can be resembled with the internal teeth, which help in grinding the food. So this gizzard which help in grinding the food, remember that. Okay, so this gizzard will have 6 chitinous teeth. Okay, so remember that they are going to have 6 chitinous teeth. They are internal teeth-like structures which help in grinding the food properly. Then after grinding the food will pass to the midgut. But in the junction, what we have, the hepatic cica. So this hepatic cica will release the digestive enzyme. That food which is grinded in the gizzard region, they will get mixed with the hepatic cica's enzyme. So enzyme which now help in digestion of all of the other parts like protein, lipid, everything, that will be released by this hepatic cica. How many hepatic cica are present? Around 6 to 8 in number. They are uncoiled tube-like structure that is present in the junction. Yeah, this one is the hepatic cica which is present in the junction of the foregut and the midgut. They release the digestive juice that mix with the food which is already been grinded in the gizzard region will pass to the midgut. Now this midgut is the region of proper digestion and absorption. So where does the food absorb? That is the midgut. And where the food is digested, it is both gizzard and the midgut. So in the midgut, the food that is mixing with the hepatic cica, that is mixing with the food, digest the food. After digestion, also it help in absorbing the food. So that's why it is a coil structure. Midgut is over. Then after that, after absorption, what will be left? The undigested food product. So it will pass to the next part, that is the hindgut or the ileum. So what happened on the junction of the midgut and the hindgut? They are going to have around 100 to 150 small hair-like projections that are arising. They will take the waste product into the alimentary canal and remove it with the undigested food remains, that is uric acid. So there are around 100 to 150 hair-like projections. Malpighian tubule is the excretory organ. Remember, this organism is uricotelic organism. That means their waste product is uric acid. That is also one important point. We will discuss it in the excretory system. Then after that, in the hindgut, the food part, the undigested food part, they will go to the ileum. Then the food that will go to the colon, undigested food remains, water, electrolytes, all of them will be absorbed in the hindgut. Then they will reach the rectum region. In the rectum, that will store for some time, and with the help of the anus, they will remove the food part. So that is all about the digestive system of the cockroach. You just see once again that the digestive system is the digestive tract is divided into 3 parts. They are the foregut, midgut, and the hindgut. The whole long tube that are going to be important. The sequence you have to follow, that is going to be important. And very much important thing for your objective examination is this: hepatic cica, Malpighian tubule, then the gizzard and the craw. So from the medical point of view or from objective point of view, how many things you have to remember? This craw that is helping in storing the food, which is present in the 3rd to the 4th abdominal segment. Then it will go to the gizzard that help in grinding the food, that is going to have 6 chitinous plates that help in grinding the food. Then this midgut, which is helping in digestion and absorption. This hepatic cica, that is around 6 to 8, which release the digestive enzymes. Then after that, in the hindgut, in the junction of midgut and the hindgut, they are going to have Malpighian tubule around 100 to 150. Then after that, the food that will go to the ileum, colon, rectum, and with the help of the anus, they will be removed outside. So that is all about the digestive system. It's very easy. Remember that one only, whatever the points I have marked here. Okay, so only these things are important. So yeah, these points that will be important: omnivorous, nocturnal, their mouth is biting or chewing type. They have the antenna with the help of what it serves the food, and they are going to have the complete digestive system. It is prostomic animal, that means it forms First of all, mouth and then the anus in the embryonic state. They have the complete digestive system. This is the digestive tract. The digestive tract is divided into foregut, midgut and hindgut. Remember that. That's all about the digestive system. Hope you have understood. Thank you.